1961, a year when America was learning to twist with Chubby Checker, when Kennedy spoke of new frontiers and the Berlin Wall rose like a scar across a divided world. A time when songs weren't just melodies spinning on jukeboxes. They were the soundtrack to first dances, late-night drives, and hearts breaking in chrome-covered diners. And today, we're taking a look back at 18 of the most unforgettable, forgotten one-hit wonders of 1961. So grab your sweetheart or just a memory of one. If you're ready for a journey through time, hit like, subscribe, and let's begin the ride. Song number 1, Tossin' and Turnin', Bobby Lewis. Has any song ever captured sleepless longing better than this? Released in June 1961, this restless, irresistible groove climbed straight to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 7 weeks, the longest run of any song that year. Bobby Lewis sang about lying awake all night, and America couldn't stop moving to it. Song number 2, The Lion Sleeps Tonight, The Tokens. A jungle chant that started in South Africa and ended up haunting American hearts. The falsetto "Runaway" floats like smoke through a dream, strange and beautiful and impossible to forget. Released in November 1961, this song reached number 1 in December and held the top spot for 3 weeks. It's ancient and modern at once, a lullaby for lions, a prayer for peace, and proof that music crosses every border. Song number 3, Runaway, Del Shannon. That keyboard riff hits like a punch to the chest, urgent, desperate, raw. Del Shannon's voice cracks with the kind of heartbreak that doesn't heal, just echoes. Released in February 1961, Runaway shot to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 4 weeks. The Musitron solo, eerie, otherworldly, made it sound like heartbreak from outer space. This was the sound of someone running after love that's already gone, and every teenager in 1961 knew exactly how that felt. Song number 4, Quarter to 3, U.S. Bonds. Pure, unfiltered party energy. Gary U.S. Bonds shouted this song like the night was running out and you had to dance now or miss it forever. Released in May 1961, it hit number 1 in June and turned every sock hop into controlled chaos. The horns blare, the piano pounds, and somewhere in the background you can almost smell the punch and feel the gymnasium floor shaking beneath your feet. Song number 5, Mother-in-Law, Ernie Kado. A song that turned family tension into a New Orleans groove. Ernie Kado sang about the eternal struggle with humor, brass, and a rhythm that made you laugh and dance at the same time. Released in March 1961, Mother-in-Law climbed to number 1 on both the Billboard Hot 100 and the R&B charts in May. Alan Toussaint produced it with that signature Crescent City swing, and suddenly every married man in America had an anthem, even if they only hummed it when their wife wasn't listening. If these melodies stir something inside you, tell us which song in this list is your song. Which tune brings someone special to mind? Song number 6, Pony Time, Chubby Checker. After the twist came the pony, and Chubby Checker was riding that dance craze all the way to the top. Released in February 1961, this infectious dance number galloped to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in March.
Oh, baby, oh, baby.
The beat is simple, the instructions clear. Ride the pony, let your body move. In 1961, if you weren't twisting, you were prancing, and Chubby Checker was the ringmaster of every high school gymnasium in America. Song number 7, Travelin' Man, Ricky Nelson.
In the heart of at least one lovely girl.
Smooth as silk, cool as California twilight. Ricky Nelson sang about a wanderer with a girl in every port, and he made heartbreak sound like an adventure.
All over the world and in every...
Released in April 1961, Travelin' Man hit #1 in May and stayed there for 2 weeks. Backed by the legendary guitarist James Burton, this song had a sophisticated jet set feel, like Rick was singing from a first-class seat, watching the world pass by. It was his biggest hit, and for one shining moment, he owned the American charts.
Pretty colony, baby, over the sea.
Song number 8, Surrender, Elvis Presley.
And I know each time I kiss you.
Based on an Italian melody, Elvis turned Torna a Sorrento into a rock and roll plea that could melt concrete. His voice soars and pleads, demanding you give in to love, or at least to the rhythm.
My darling, please surrender.
Released in February 1961, Surrender hit #1 in March and held it for 2 weeks. Elvis was back from the army, leather jacket traded for movies and ballads, but that voice, Lord, that voice, still had the power to make every heart in America skip a beat. This wasn't rebellion anymore. This was seduction.
All the stars will tell the story.
Song number 9, Wooden Heart, Joe Dowell.
Can't you see I love you? Please don't break.
Borrowed from an Elvis movie, but made into a hit by a complete unknown. Joe Dowell's version is tender, simple, almost fragile, like a love letter read aloud.
Maybe I would die, 'cause I don't have a wood.
Released in June 1961, Wooden Heart surprised everyone by reaching #1 in August. Dowell sang part of it in German, which gave it an old world charm that felt both exotic and innocent. And then, he disappeared. One hit, one moment, one wooden heart left beating in the summer of 1961.
Don't have a wooden heart. Moody River, more deadly than the vainest night.
Song number 10, Moody River, Pat Boone.
Saturday evening, I came to the old
Dark waters and a love that ended too soon. Pat Boone, usually the clean-cut crooner, sang about death and regret with a haunting tenderness that chilled listeners.
It stands beside the river.
Released in May 1961, Moody River reached #1 in June and stayed there for a week. The story is simple and tragic. A girl drowns and the singer is left standing by the river asking why. In an era of dance crazes and teenage romance, this song dared to touch something deeper, grief, dressed in a gentle melody. Which of these tracks takes you right back to 1961? Drop the song number below.
Moody River, your muddy water took mine. So many raindrops.
Song number 11, Raindrops, D. Clark.
Feels like raindrops.
Every note sounds like tears falling on a window pane. D. Clark's falsetto floats above a gentle doo-wop arrangement, fragile and aching.
Falling from my eyes.
Released in early 1961, Raindrops peaked at #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and #3 on the R&B charts. It's a song about crying over lost love, but it's so pretty you almost want to keep crying just to hear it again.
Oh no, it can't be teardrops for a man. Never part, so hello, Mary.
Song number 12, Hello Mary Lou, Ricky Nelson.
Now I'm not one that gets around, swear my feet stuck to the...
A rockabilly heartbeat wrapped in a melody that sticks in your brain like bubblegum on a saddle shoe. Ricky Nelson sang about a girl who walked in and took over his world.
Goodbye heart, sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you.
Released as the B-side to Travelin' Man in April 1961, Hello Mary Lou became a hit in its own right, climbing to number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. It's jangly, catchy, and full of that California sunshine sound. The kind of song that made you want to roll down the windows and drive forever. Gene Pitney wrote it, but Rick made it immortal.
I thought about a moonlit night, arms around you good and tight. You're running scared.
Song number 13, Running Scared, Roy Orbison.
Just running scared.
A bolero-style crescendo that builds like a panic attack set to music. Roy Orbison's voice climbs higher and higher, asking the question every lover fears. Will she choose me or him?
Running scared.
Released in March 1961, Running Scared hit number 1 in June. There's no chorus, just a relentless build toward the final note, and when Roy hits it, you feel the release like a dam breaking. This is operatic rock and roll, and it's terrifying and beautiful all at once.
He was standing there.
Song number 14, Blue Moon, The Marcels. Doo-wop turned into controlled chaos. The Marcels took a Rodgers and Hart standard and transformed it with a bass intro so deep it could rattle your ribs. Bomp ba ba bomp ba bomp ba bomp bomp. Released in February 1961, Blue Moon shot to number 1 in April and stayed there for 3 weeks. It's silly and serious, nostalgic and revolutionary, a street corner harmony that somehow conquered the world. And that opening? Unforgettable.
Take good care of my...
Song number 15, Take Good Care of My Baby, Bobby V.
And though it really hurts me so,
A
there's...
bittersweet handoff, giving up the one you love and asking the next guy to treat her right. Bobby V's voice is young and earnest, breaking just enough to let the hurt show through.
Just tell her that you love her. Make sure you're thinking of...
Released in July 1961, this Jerry Goffin and Carole King composition reached number 1 in September and held it for 3 weeks. It's the sound of graceful defeat, of loving someone enough to let them go. In 1961, every high school breakup felt this noble, at least in the rearview mirror.
And if you should discover...
Song number 16, Michael, the Highwaymen.
Michael rowed the boat ashore.
Not the outlaw country supergroup, this was a folk quintet from Wesleyan University singing an old spiritual about a boat coming to shore. Simple, haunting, timeless.
Sister helped to trim the sail.
Released in 1961, Michael, also known as Michael Row the Boat Ashore, reached number 1 in September. It rode the early folk revival wave, and its call and response structure made it feel like a campfire sing-along that somehow ended up on every radio in America.
The River Jordan is chilly and cold.
Big John.
Song number 17, Big Bad John, Jimmy Dean.
Big Bad John.
Big John.
A story song about a giant of a man who worked the mines and died a hero. Jimmy Dean narrated it like a campfire legend, his voice deep and steady as bedrock.
And if you spoke at all, you just said hi to Big John.
Released in September 1961, Big Bad John hit #1 in October and stayed there for 5 weeks. It won a Grammy, crossed over to country and pop charts, and made everyone believe in the myth of the strong silent hero. At the mine at the bottom of the hill, Big Bad John saved them all. And in 1961, we needed heroes like that.
Be grave, now there's only one left down there to save, Big John.
Song number 18, Wonderland by Night, Bert Kempfert. No words, just a trumpet singing under the stars. Bert Kempfert's instrumental is smooth, romantic, cinematic. Released in late 1960 but dominating the charts in early 1961, Wonderland by Night reached #1 in January and held it for 3 weeks. It's the sound of a slow dance in a dim room, of hands held and promises whispered. In a year full of rock and roll and dance crazes, this German band leader reminded America that sometimes music speaks best when it says nothing at all. And there you have it, 18 unforgettable, forgotten one-hit wonders that made 1961 timeless in the hearts of millions. Was there a song that brought back a memory you thought you'd lost? Drop a comment below and share with us which 1961 song is your memory, because music is most beautiful when it's shared. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss the next chapter in this time-spinning mixtape. See you on the next play.
That